Welcome to Spotlight on Lakewood. I'm Mayor Adam Paul, and today we're continuing our series on how it works. I'm joined today over at the police department by fingerprint technician Sandra Doctor. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me over here.
Thanks for coming over.
So Sandra, tell us, why do we do fingerprinting and who needs to have this service done?
So a lot of people are required to have a fingerprint background check performed, mostly for employment purposes and licensing. So here at Lakewood, we provide that service to not only the residents of Lakewood, but non-residents also. And some of the people that need to have fingerprinting done would include licensing, such as brokers, nurses, and lawyers. A lot of the clients that we fingerprint also deal with children, so that would include teachers, daycare providers, and summer camp counselors. Also, the general public sometimes needs to have a personal background check done, and that's going to be for things like foster care, adoption, and then legal name changes.
Wow, I mean, I didn't realize that many folks, so you probably keep pretty busy.
We do, and that's just to name a few of the fingerprint.
Sure. So because so many folks need this service, are you open 5 days a week, 3 days a week?
We do courtesy printing 3 days a week. So those days are Monday evenings from 4 to 6 p.m., Tuesday mornings from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., and then Wednesdays over the lunch hour, that's 11:30 to 1:30. We do not require appointments, so it's a walk-in basis. They just walk in and sign up.
First come, first serve?
Yes.
That's great.
We do not do fingerprinting on city holidays, though.
Okay.
We're closed.
Yep. And how much does it cost?
So the fee for Lakewood residents is $10, and that includes up to 2 cards. We also fingerprint people that work in Lakewood for the $10 fee. It's a bonus we give to our citizens. For non-residents, the fee is $25. For our residents and those that work in Lakewood, we do ask that they bring proof of residency or proof of employment in Lakewood. That can be their address on their driver's license or ID card. If they don't have their current address on those, we do ask that they bring in some form of a current bill, like a public service bill or a cable bill, something that's got their current address on it, lease agreement. And additional cards, sometimes people need more than 2 fingerprint cards. That fee covers up to 2 fingerprint cards. If they need more than that, it's an additional $2 fee for each card.
Seems super reasonable. So what other information do you need to have to complete the process?
So they need to bring in a valid driver's license or identification. So it can be driver's license, ID card, or passports. We do require them to bring in fingerprint cards if they were provided those cards. The cards are coded for specific fingerprint purposes, and if they don't have cards, then we can provide those to them.
Okay, so the cards can be provided.
Yes.
Well, that's great. It's a lot of great information, and let's show our viewers how this works. I think it'll be pretty seamless, pretty easy. So.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, Mayor, we're ready to go ahead and get your fingerprints. So now that we've got your information on the card, I'm going to go ahead and get everything ready to get some good quality fingerprints.
And just for the viewers at home, she verified my driver's license, my state-issued ID, to make sure that I am who I say I am, which is important.
Yes. And we make sure everything is filled out correctly on the fingerprint card, so we want the best fingerprints possible so our cards do not get rejected. So, couple instructions I'll give you when we're going to print you is I do need your body kind of behind mine a little bit so that your arm becomes my arm. That way, when we're rolling the fingerprints, there's not a lot of tension and we don't get a lot of smudging. So I'm going to be doing your fingers from your thumbs to your pinky finger, right hand first, then we'll go to your left hand. So the first thing I need you to do is go ahead and just really relax, don't help me, and just let me do all the work.
So you're going to do all the work, I'll just
follow along.
Here. All right.
Yep. So we're going to ink up your fingers first and then make sure that it's covered. And we're going to come over to the card, place the fingerprint on the card.
All right. So is this a special kind of ink?
This is called printer's ink. And this one is called Perfect Print. It is a water-soluble ink, so it washes off a lot easier than regular printer's ink. you have good fingerprints, so that's nice.
Oh, I'll take that.
So what I'm doing is I'm rolling your complete fingerprint nail to nail so we get a complete impression of the pattern.
So how come we still use ink and not digital?
Digital is available. We don't have that process right now for courtesy fingerprinting, but maybe in the future we'll have it available.
And then if for folks that were going to do that or do that in the future, how do they take those with them? You would have to print them out instead of sending them with a card?
It's basically the same thing, only it's done on a glass platen, and the images are then printed onto a fingerprint card through a printer. Those images normally go through electronically to CBI, who requires the fingerprinting service to usually be done.
Look at that. So I noticed after you put my fingerprint down, you kind of stop and look. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for the patterns that are on the board here, so we want to make sure we get the complete fingerprint pattern. If it's a loop, there's a delta, and then the center of the loop. If it's a whorl, the patterns are a lot wider. So you do have a lot of whorls and loops in your fingerprints.
A lot of whorls and loops.
To verify the fingerprints, down below we do a second set of fingerprints. These, you cannot cross your fingers over, so when we send these fingerprints through to CBI, they verify that we rolled all 4 of your fingers and both of your thumbs on each of the cards in the exact boxes.
All right. So normally without kind of explaining what we're doing, how long do these usually take you? Less than 5 minutes?
It depends. You have very good fingerprints, so a card like this, very quick to do. Somebody that has got worn out fingerprints or very rough ridge detail, it does take a lot longer to do. We do have tabs that we can place over these if one of your fingerprints was not very good, but we do verify the quality before we give you the card back to make sure that you have the best prints possible.
Great. And then we're going to show the viewers the final product. Very cool. Well, that's fantastic. Well, I really appreciate what you do. It's
You're
a great
welcome.
service, and we're glad that we're able to offer that in the city of Lakewood. And we hope that maybe some folks who are watching for their first time will come down and make sure we keep you busy.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this edition of Spotlight on Lakewood. It's always great to learn about the many different opportunities that the city offers. We're very fortunate to have great employees, and we're very fortunate to live in a great city. So remember, together we'll do great things.